गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन भल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा गोपी जना बल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जना बल्लभा गिरिवरधारी Sodanandana Brajajana Yasodanandana Brajajana Sodanandana Brajajana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Brajajana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Madan Mohan Shri Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Shri Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Go Shikanath Premanande. Can you hear me from the back there? Hanji. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Gopal Krishna Krishna Prabhupada Sasaita Krishna Tirja Racharam Kirvansha Bhagavate Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanangana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Se Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shakhi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay. Hare Krishna. Very happy that you all came, and I'm happy also that I came. Together we are here today for a special session, as we've heard from Premamanjari Mataji, that our topic today is about the mindset of a monk. What is the monk's mindset regarding how we can make spiritual progress? It is a duty of every living beings, especially in the human form of life, to become self-realized. And in India, when we say that a person is a monk, usually we identify that he is a saffron-clad personality. And most of the times we will call him Panditji. Hmm? So, being a monk, according to Srila Prabhupada, I'm going to quote him from the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, a monk is usually being identified as a person who is renounced. Renounced means no material attachments. And also, he lives a life of being detached. Detached from what? From sense enjoyment. Detached from material things. He's very disciplined. He controls his mind, his intelligence, and his senses, and also he understands that he is not this body, that he is an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And ultimately and foremost, he has devotion towards Lord Krishna. Now, if I will also add up a little bit, that everyone should become a monk. Not that you have to shave your head like I do. Continue where you are, whatever stage of life you belong to, especially grihastas, most of you are. Some of them also here are brahmacharis, like Rohan and Niranjan and Vedavit. Vedant, yes, Vedant. Because in spiritual life, there are different stages: brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. And also in the social status in the society, there is brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, and sudra. So it doesn't matter which part or we are situated, whether we are in any of these categories that we mentioned, our mindset should be just like of a monk. We are meant to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. However, the Bhagavad Gita says in chapter 6, text 1 who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. Bhagavad Gita is an ancient book of knowledge. It is not just meant for the Hindus, it is meant for all walks of life. Whether one is a Muslim, Christian, whatever nationality, religion, creed, color, or race that one belongs to. Bhagavad Gita is an ancient book of knowledge that was spoken by the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna 5,000 years ago in the battlefield towards his devotee and friend Arjuna. Kurukshetra, specifically in Jyotisar. How many of you have been to Kurukshetra? Dham? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kurukshetra is there still. We were there not even a couple of months ago. It is the holiest in that part of India, holy Dham. Dhamma means place where the Supreme Lord performs his pastimes eternally. Sometimes manifest, sometimes unmanifest. Like Vrindavan. How many of you have been to Vrindavan? Haribo, die. Many of you. Or Jagannath Puri, just like yesterday. they celebrated the Ratha Yatra, the parade that's being observed and celebrated thousands and thousands of years ago. How is it that so many devotees were there? Because they want to attain moksha, they want to attain liberation. What is liberation? Liberation means to be free from the cycle of repeated birth and death. And that is the goal of life. And human form of life is the best vehicle by which we can get out or cross over the ocean of material sufferings. I remember when I was a young boy, around 14 years old, yes, I was thinking about the sufferings of this world. I was feeling that pain that very difficult to get rid of. Uh, in the Bhagavad Gita also it says this material world is guaranteed. It's like there is a stamp. Dukalayam asasvatam. So somehow or other, we are here right now in this human form of life. And we were given this body to use or utilize so that we can get out of this world. There's a saying in Bengali, in Bengali saying, when you go fishing, don't get wet. It's natural when you go fishing, you're going to get wet, right? So we are here and we have to react with the material energy. And I'm sure most of you also are in the working field. Maybe not 9 to 5, because some are IT, so you can choose your time. You can have your time accordingly to do your work. So everyone has to work. Otherwise, you're not going to exist or subsist in this world. Maybe in some parts of the world, they don't have to work and they still be able to survive. But not here in America. Of course, some are homeless and they still be able to exist or to be maintaining themselves, but definitely they have a very miserable lifestyle. And we don't want that. So Prabhupada says a true sannyasi or a true monk is just another word. Or a yogi. Yes, we should all become yogis. Not like going to yoga clubs, sitting like a pretzel, and doing different contortions of your body. No. The word yoga is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Yoga means to connect, to become in union. Yoga came from the word yoke. It's like Prabhupada gave an example, the bulls that's being used by the farmers to till the land. They have this, some kind of wooden thing around their neck, which they'll be able to connect the rope control. So that's the connection. The rope is connected to the yoke, and the yoke is connected to the bull so that they'll be able to till the land. So our purpose is to become united again with Lord Krishna. That is our duty. Our main duty, especially in human form of life, is to develop love for Krishna. And love for Krishna is in everyone's heart. So, how can we work in such a way that we are not becoming attached to the result? The main message of Bhagavad Gita is how to work without becoming attached to the result. If you are like that, then you are a monk. becoming detached. Becoming detached. Prabhupada says in the purport, sannyasi or a yogi is not one who simply renounces physical action, but one who performs all duties without attachment. The purpose is that how we can live in such a way that we use everything for Krishna's service. That is a monk's mindset. That means you also, everyone here in this room, not just in this room, the whole planet, the whole universe. This should be the mindset. How we can utilize whatever the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna has given to us to use again for his service, because this is our natural tendency. Our natural tendency, eternal occupational duty is that we are all servants of Lord Krishna. This should be our mindset. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, he is the supreme proprietor, and I cannot be in that position. The problem here is we want to be independent, fully independent. We want to become the supreme enjoyer. We want to become the supreme proprietor. We want to become the Lord of all we survey. It is not possible because time is a representation also of Krishna. We cannot live forever here in this world. Is it guaranteed that you can live forever, or you will know how at the time of your death that you will remember Krishna? The whole purpose is that at the time of death, we will remember Krishna. Ante Narayana Smriti. So it has to be done right from the early age. These boys, very fortunate. Somehow they're being trained now to become a monk. Hmm? The mind of a monk. It's not necessarily that you'll be celibate for the rest of your life. That is good. As Prabhupada says, being a celibate is saving you from having extra luggage. I try myself, I've been traveling for the last how many years now? Decades. And I'm trying to reduce my luggage as much as possible. I was always thinking, shall I use this or not? Or maybe I will use it. Okay, let me bring it with me. But then I ended up not using them. So that's extra luggage. As much as possible, we should travel light. As much as possible, we should live our life like a monk. Like in India, have you seen the sadhus? Huh? They only have one bag, and all of their belongings are all inside that one bag. Are we able to do that? Maybe not now. But we have to train. Is there water? Where is it? I can put it here. Thank you, Prabhu. We have to train ourselves, especially how we can do that is control of the mind. The mind's purpose is thinking, feeling, and willing. The mind is always making plans, how we can become comfortable, how we can enjoy, how we can be very pleasant, how we can take it easy. But is it happening? Yes or no? No. Good. You understood. You know. So what are you doing about it though? Is there any solution? Material problems cannot be solved by material solution. Material problems can only be solved through spiritual solution. And the Bhagavad Gita is there for us to utilize. The practicality of this knowledge can be applied in every walks of life every day. It is very important, as we mentioned earlier. It says here, he acts without selfish desire. That is a tendency of a materialist, always thinking for himself or extended wise for his family members. I know someone, he has enough money to live for the next 3 generations of his family. But why is it he's still craving for more and more and more? Yeah. Thank you. Shukriya. How is it that he's still hankering for more and more? Becoming greedy. A monk, a self realized soul, is not greedy for himself, he's greedy for Krishna. He realized that I came here nothing, naked, and I will live this world without any possession. No. Can you bring your bank account with you when you leave this body? Can you leave your nice car with you? Or a big villa with you? No way. What a person who is not trained up to be a self-realized soul, he will only carry karma with him. What is karma according to the Bhagavad Gita? Karma means for every action that I perform, which is meant for fruitive gain, there is a reaction in the future. Some karma, there is what you call instant karma. You've heard of that? Sometimes you hurt your toe, that is karma also. Or you're cutting sabji and you, a little bit of cut. Yeah, that is karma, reaction from the past. So we should see everything as Krishna's property. We should see even our children not belonging to us. Our children are sent by Lord Krishna for us to be taking care of them so that they will also become Krishna conscious. If you think that everything around you or surrounding you belongs to you, that is Maya. What is Maya? Maya means illusion. Maya means that which is not. So a monk's mindset is that everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing belongs to me. And whatever I have, I should return back to Krishna for his pleasure. A good example of this is like the father came home with a basket of mangoes. Is it still mango season? Oh yes, especially in India. Alfonso from Mumbai. So father came home with a basket full of mangoes. Really, very, very nice. Big, very sweet. So the child saw his father bringing mangoes to be offered to Lord Krishna. So when the fruits has been offered to Lord Krishna, now the mango is supposed to be meant for the child, for his pleasure. for his enjoyment. So what the child did after the offering is that he took one mango and he offered first, before being offered to the child took one and he offered back to the father. But that is meant for the child. But because the love is there between the child and the father, the child concluded, let me give this to father, to Pita G. So we should be like this. This should be our mindset. Everyone, whether you're again a brahmachari, vanaprastha, grihastha, sannyas, we should always acknowledge that everything is Krishna, from Krishna's pleasure. Everything belongs to Krishna. Prabhupada says in the purport, seeing everything, he acts without selfish desire, seeing everything as Krishna's property and performing his role as service to the Lord. So every action that we do should be also dedicated for Krishna's pleasure. Not just what we eat. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, whatever you do, whatever austerity you perform, whatever sacrifices you do, what? You offer it to Krishna. Yajñartat karmano nyatra loko yang karma bandhana. Mukta sangha samachara. The work has to be done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu. Otherwise, one's work will bind one in the material world. It's a very important verse. So the mindset of a monk is like that. He always thinks that I am a servant of Lord Krishna. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. He is the supreme master. But the disease that we have, again, as Prabhupada says, is we want to be the supreme enjoyer. We mentioned that in the last few meetings here in Atlanta, that we want to become the supreme enjoyer, but that cannot be. Our role as servants of the Supreme Lord is eternal. Jivera Sarup Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. Jivera Sarup Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. So our desire should be according to Lord Krishna's desire. We should always remember this, that I cannot have a separate desire from Krishna's desire. There is never a time that we will not have any desire, any moment. Desire is always there. This is one of the qualities of the soul. I want this, I want that. I want this for my children, I want this for my parents. But if we're going to desire something, Krishna should be always included. Otherwise, that desire again will give the result that we will take birth again in this material world if it is not for Krishna's pleasure. So again, our mindset should be always directed towards Krishna's pleasure. That is what you call desireless. A monk is desireless. A sadhu is desireless. Again, we should all become sadhus. This is very important. That's why we're talking about this. What should be a mindset of a person who is in the path of bhakti? And bhakti is meant for everyone. not just for those who are wearing lal kapra. No, it's meant for everyone. So let me see here now. Detachment, number one quality of a sadhu. A monk, according to the Bhagavad Gita, is a devotee, is a yogi in action. Again, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text number 2. What is called renunciation is the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme, for no one can become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. A monk means constant meditating on Krishna. And this is for everyone. We should be always thinking of Krishna, not only during prasadam. We're not only when we're going to the temple that we will think, oh, I'm going to see Krishna. We should be always thinking of Krishna. And we should also always be wanting to see Krishna 24 hours. How we can do this, how we can develop this attitude or this desire to see Krishna 24 hours. In Kali Yuga, we are in the worst age. Kali means the war. World means in war or in chaos. So Kali Yuga is the age of hypocrisy, quarrel. Mm. Like the whole world right now. Of course, we're not feeling it, but in other places, we're very fortunate here. In other places, they're always bombing. The whole city is completely devastated, including the civilians. They're being killed. What kind of karma did they have from the past that they have to suffer like that? Here, as our Guru Maharaj says, the grihastas, householders, they live like kings. You have so much opulence here in America. There is no such thing as starvation. Have you seen starvation here? No. No, even the homeless, they always have something to eat. They have what you call funds coming, welfare coming from the government. In other countries, they don't care about you. Do they have welfare in India? No. Do they have welfare in communist countries? No. However, we all have the same purpose to always think of Krishna in times of triumphs and in times of failures. Actually, we should be always thinking of Krishna and remain thinking of Krishna even in times when we are in difficulty. That is the test whether we are Krishna conscious or not. A very important point. So, says here, from chapter 6, from 14 to 15, because we're talking about mindset. And chapter 6 talks about how to control the mind. With a serene mind, devoid of fear, a monk is fearless. A devotee is fearless. How is that? Because he knows that Krishna is always with him. He knows Krishna always provides. Oh, there's a thunder. It's confirmed. In the early days of our movement, Prabhupada always tell them, you don't have to worry about anything. Krishna always provide. And this stuck into their consciousness. They don't have any money. They don't have rental money to continue on for the next month. So devotees, they're thinking what to do, what to do. And there was a story happened in San Francisco. So it's time for the landlord to collect the rental fee for the storefront where they are staying. So devotees, they have so much faith on Lord Krishna and Guru. Another mindset. We should have firm faith towards Guru and Krishna and the Shastra, the scriptures. Whatever the scripture says, we should have full faith that this is the truth. So early in the morning, from their apartment, because no one can stay in the storefront, kind of small in those days. So they were walking like it was dawn and the sun starting to rise up. Lo and behold, $100 bills coming from nowhere. And they were surprised. Where is this coming from? And when they pick up all those, what do you call this? Green box? Huh? $100 bills. They had enough money to pay for the rent for the next month. Now they understood what Srila Prabhupada or Swamiji says. Krishna provides. We just have to increase our faith every day, every moment towards Guru, Krishna, and the scriptures. It says here, with a serene mind. What does it mean by serene? Peaceful mind. Devoid of fear, completely free from sex desire, the yogi meditates upon me and thus achieves me. This is number one enemy, lust. It is the all-devouring, sinful enemy of every living beings in this world. It is the highest material pleasure that one can have, but it is the most difficult to give up. Attraction towards the opposite sex. Because a monk is celibate. Now, there is what you call, Prabhupada says also, Grihastha Brahmachari. A celibate. Brahmachari means celibate. Brahmachari means one who cultivates knowledge, spiritual knowledge. The symbol of this color is that one cultivates knowledge, spiritual knowledge, to become free again from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Now, Prabhupada says there is what you call Grihastha Brahmachari. Because in Grihastha ashram or householder life, the sense enjoyment is there. You have license for sense enjoyment. So what is license means? License means if you have a driver's license, you can drive the car. But in India, you can get a driver's license under the table. And you can go against the current where the cars are going towards you. And you can just give a little bit of bakshish to the policeman, $500. No, 500 rupees. You can go. But that license has to be also used properly. Can you do that in Atlanta? Huh? No? Of course not. You cannot do that in Atlanta. License, otherwise they will revoke your license. It'll be suspended and you have to pay a hefty fine. Hefty means big fine. So Grihasthas, they may have license for sense enjoyment because of all the ashrams. Grihastha ashram is the only one that can have a child, children. But it has to be regulated. Prabhupada says it is not like cats and dogs. They do it anywhere, anytime, any place. Hmm. So there is also Grihastha Sannyasi. How is that together? Grihastha Sannyasi. Because sannyasi means one who is engaged 24 hours in Krishna consciousness. Grihasthas or householders also who are engaged 24 hours in Krishna consciousness, that means they're also sannyasis. Grihastha, sannyasis. This should be all of our, how we should be having this mindset. Prabhupada says, the monk lives a regulated, humble, and celibate life, constantly absorbed in remembering Krishna. This is the real brahmachari and sannyasi life, not a show of dress, but deep inner connection with the Supreme Lord. Again, this is also for grihasthas. How can I do this? Maharaj, I work also. How can I think of Krishna while I'm working? I'm an IT. I'm always in the computer. I remember one devotee, first time he came to America, and he's a computer expert. So the employer exploited him. And the employer used the devotee to work for him 16 hours per day. And the devotee told me, practically, Maharaj, I never left my computer. I even eat. And my wife was feeding me while I'm working in my computer. This is a true story. Okay. Is that your first time here in Atlanta or something like that? You're working so hard? 8, 9 hours, sometimes 10. Gaur Gadadhar Prabhu, do you work like that? Huh? No, of course not. Then he figured out, oh no, I cannot work like this the whole time. So one can be working, but at the same time, he can think of Krishna. How? You have to have a good sadhana early in the morning. Your sadhana must be very regulated and strict. What does sadhana means? A regulated lifestyle. Waking up in the temple, devotees, we wake up by 3 o'clock. In Vrindavan, anyways. Some places they wake up. Prabhupada says those who live at the temple, they should wake up at least by 4 a.m. Now, we're not expecting that from all of you. Maybe you will run away if we tell you this, that you should wake up at 3 o'clock. No, at least you should get up by 5 a.m. Especially if you have to work early also. Some grihasthas or some householders, they will only wake up half an hour before going to work. That is not the mindset. You want to have a beautiful day, a spiritualized day. You have to get up early in the morning. Do your sadhana, worship the deity, perform Mangal Arti, worship Tulsi Devi, read Shrimad Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita, prepare your foodstuffs, offer to Krishna, and then chant some of your rounds. For those who are initiated, they took the vow to chant 16 minimum rounds every day. Hmm. In the beginning, it is very difficult to do, but at least chant some rounds, 2 rounds. 2 rounds takes about 15, 20 minutes of your precious 24 hours. Hmm? So if you do that, then your whole day will be less stressed, less pressurized, and you have peaceful, and especially you'll have a happy day. And at work, whatever you read that morning, try to remember. Hmm? And also, if you have been to Vrindavan, as you have raised your hands, try to remember the Vrindavan atmosphere. How was it like when you were there? Remember the holy places, Lila Stalis, where you've been, Govardhan, Nandagram, Varsana, all those places. And if you have that opportunity to hear some lectures of Srila Prabhupada and some of advanced devotees we have in ISKCON, hear them also. Listen to them in your iPhone or your Samsung. Hmm? If you have that privilege and opportunity to put some earbuds, hmm, and it will not affect your work, then you will always remember Krishna even while working. It is not impossible. It is possible. Remember also what you did with your family when you're in the holy dham or holy places. All of these things. Main thing is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. As Prabhupada says, because I'm good in hearing, I'm good in chanting. If one is good in hearing and chanting, he will also be good in remembering. That is the goal, to always remember Krishna 24 hours. So, constant remembrance of Krishna is the mindset of a devotee or a monk. Again, this is 647. And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. Yoginam apisarvesam matgantena antaratanam. Hmm. Complete the verse? You know? Huh? Sadavam sameyukta mataha. Sameyukta mataha. This is the highest monk or the highest devotee, which is we are all on this process. All of us are on the path of spiritual life to go back home, back to Godhead. As Srila Prabhupada says here also in the 6th chapter, it is like a yoga ladder. Some are in the 5th state or stage, step. Some are in the 10th step. Some are in the 99th step, and 100th step is the topmost. That means if you are in the 100th step, that means you're always remembering Krishna and you are the topmost yogi. The greatest yogi monk is the devotee, bhakta, who is fully surrendered to Krishna. Out of all paths of renunciation, bhakti yoga is supreme. He is always engaged in devotional service with love and faith. So I just gave you some indications here. There's so much more to speak on. How we can develop this mentality or consciousness. I will add it up now. What is the consciousness of the monk? What should be our always thinking? Krishna. Okay? I'm going to open up for some questions and comments or reflections.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you Maharaj for such a wonderful lecture. So what we wanted to do was, Maharaj, I was
Mm.
going to try to have some of our people ask questions for
Okay.
your lecture. But I'll start off with my personal question. Just
Okay.
to open. You said that, Maharaj, that you can be fearless. If you have a monk mindset, you can be fearless. I run a small software company.
Mm-mm.
One of my limiting things I feel for becoming bigger or scaling is fear.
Of course.
Because I fear that maybe I'm not right about something, maybe I'm not reading the market well.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that I fear. So how can I get rid of that fear and be sure in my pursuit?
Yeah. If we're doing our duty, Krishna conscious wise, even though you are engaged in materialistic activities, like let's say you have a big firm or a big business, and you also desire to have your business to grow so that you will use the fruits or the results for Krishna, you do your duty, whatever it may be, for Krishna's pleasure. And the result is up to Krishna. Even if you fail, that is considered to be a learning experience for you to become more and more absorbed in Krishna consciousness. That's why we mentioned that in terms of triumphs or failures, always remember Krishna. That is the real success, not the business. Because business goes up and down, goes up and down. Sometimes they go bankrupt also. I know one devotee in Mauritius. His business went bankrupt, but he never lose faith in Lord Krishna. He continues chanting the holy name. He continues associating with the devotees. He continues going to the temple. He continues reading Bhagavad Gita. And now his business went boom. So much. And he promised, I will give Krishna whatever I can to spread Krishna consciousness. And he's donating every year at least 2-3 outfits for Radhesham, Krishna Balaram, Gaur-Nitai, and Vrindavan. But he lived very simple. So don't lose faith if somehow, and be fearless. We should be fearless for Krishna. For our business, it's up to Krishna if he makes it successful or not. But that is not our main business. Our main business is to be Krishna conscious. And that is real success. Yes?
So anybody else wants to ask questions to Maharaj? I can pass my questions.
What's going on? Is too much heavy load here? That's why it looks like the electricity is going down. Huh?
No. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
So you said you have to be a monk, right? Even let's say you're in the corporate world, there is always an internal conflict. Not necessarily illegal things, but borderline ethical things that you end up doing in business. So how do you trade that path? In trying to be Krishna conscious at the same time you are doing what you are supposed to do in your business or work at the same time.
It's like if you go to Loy Bazaar. In Loy Bazaar, And if you go to one of those merchants, they will tell you, "Oh, Prabhuji, for you, I don't make any profit." Is that true or not? No, of course not. You have to make some profit. Otherwise, how are you going to grow? How are you going to exist? But there should be some limitation. There's also what you call white lie. You've heard of that white lie? For higher purpose. Even Lord Krishna told who? Yudhisthira? You tell. What's the name of the elephant? Kubali? Ashwat. Huh? Yes. Is dead. Is it true or not? Is it true or not? The dead? No. No, it's not. The elephant. What's the name of that elephant? Ashwatthama? Yes. You remember that story in Mahabharata? Even Lord Krishna, he told something to tell his devotee. Otherwise, for the higher purpose, they will not be able to defeat the opponent. But still, he has to suffer a little bit. And then ultimately, he went back home, back to Godhead. So you must be an expert in doing this. You cannot always reason out that for you, Prabhu, I don't make any profit. Maybe you can do it once or twice, but if it becomes like a habit, then Hare Krishna. Is that okay? Yes? All right. Any
Anybody
other
else?
points?
Hare Krishna. Earlier in the lecture, you mentioned don't get attached to materialistic things. That's easy. You can donate or you can stop buying new things. But how do we get not attached to emotional baggage or not get attached emotionally?
Give an example.
Children.
I already mentioned to you. We should not be attached, but we should continue to be affectionate to them. Attachment means my children will like something material. I want them to be happy, so let me provide these material things to them. Then the child becomes spoiled. What do you call it? Spoiled brat. My happiness is depending on how my children will become happy materially. That's not good. They should be happy in Krishna consciousness because that is real consciousness. That's why in the very beginning, your children has to be taught and trained to be Krishna conscious. Now, when they grow up, your duty is to have them become Krishna conscious. And if they go in a different direction from what you wanting them to go, that is their karma now. But still, your duty is to remind them even though they're so far away. You've done your duty now. So don't be attached. Because they are unique individual, they have their free will, and they have their minute independence. Something happens to them, according to their choice, they are responsible for the consequence. It's not you. If they go astray, they went wild, they left home, they came what you call stow away. Is that the right word? Yeah, stow away. Because there's a law here in America, certain age, the child can live home. And it's not against the law. What to do? You can only pray to Lord Krishna. Please. What's going on here? Huh? Please, Lord Krishna, help my child to find his way back home. You're the only one who can protect and guide him back towards you. That's all you can do. Pray. And prayer can be very powerful. It depends on your sincerity. If you're doing your duty properly, Krishna will hear your prayers. Don't expect 100% protection from Krishna if you're not 100% surrendered. Okay? Yes?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You did answer my question. That's the question. How exactly we should be praying? I pray
There you
every
go.
day. I pray every day, but what exactly we should do? I know that I want moksha, I do pray, but we do think about family.
You have to do your part. Krishna knows what's in our heart. It's like a father. The child doesn't have to ask the father what he needs. The father ultimately knows, oh, my child needs a new pair of shoes. He will buy it immediately for the child. The child doesn't have to ask. New pair of pants, new pair of shirts. You don't have to ask. This is the father's duty. So prayers can only be answered if we do our part as well. Our duty is to become a devotee. Then Krishna will provide everything. Krishna will take care of us. Like a father taking care of one's child. Is that good? Is that understood by everyone? What? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank
Hare
you very
Krishna.
much for this beautiful enlightening lecture. One question that I'm asking on behalf of all of us is, most of us are here today because there is some belief that that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. There's some belief in Bhagavad Gita. That's why we decided to forego whatever we were doing and come here.
Yes.
What you talked about today was that monk mindset of that exclusive devotion and surrender to the Lord. But it is that journey, we almost think of sort of a wink-wink relationship with the Lord, that we bring Him in and everything goes well and we're feeling that we are fairly spiritual. The question is, Maharaj, that you beautifully answered why we should think of the Lord as the Supreme Lord, why we should surrender to Him, the analogy of Father and the Son. But what should be the journey of from where we are to travel to where that destination that you talked about, that monk mindset that you talked about, that's where we struggle with the most. And if you can guide all of us on that journey, that would be very, very helpful, Maharaj.
I think I already answered that question partially. Read every day Bhagavad Gita. Chant Hare Krishna, not just mechanically, but with love and devotion. Everything that we do should be done with love and devotion. Even our work, mundane work, it becomes bhakti yoga. If we do it ahead, our vision is that it is gonna be meant for Krishna. It's gonna be meant for my family to become Krishna conscious. Yes, read Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna, associate with the devotees, worship the Lord, even through his pictures. Worship Tulsi Devi, come to the mandir, only eat Krishna prasadam. Don't go to this dhaba here and dhaba there and vegan here and organic there. No. Whatever you eat, first offer to Krishna. Then your consciousness will become purified, your heart will be cleansed. It's like a package here, it's a complete package. We are all diseased here of forgetfulness of Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada has given us all the facilities, all the tools to make it back home, back to Godhead. And don't lose faith, even in times of failures. And how we cannot lose faith? Always be with the devotees. Association of devotees makes us progress faster. You cannot do it alone. We gave that message last night. Yeah? You cannot go back to Godhead alone. You can go back to Godhead in the association of devotees. There's no other solution for that one. And don't offend the Vaishnavas. Cannot be overemphasized. Don't criticize devotees. Don't envy devotees who are more advanced than you are. A genuine devotee is happy to see others making advancement, even more than them. Is a genuine devotee. Yes. Any question there? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribo.
I think you talked about the professional world and other things, but we are a social animal. I mean, as a human being,
A
we are
what?
social.
A what?
Human being is a social animal, and we have family with different mindset. We also interact with people in our day-to-day life who have different mindset. So when we have the mentality of monk mindset, where detaching ourselves from material world, but if the others that we are interacting day in, day out, how do we handle that? Because then there will be a disconnect between what others expect from us vis-a-vis what we want to do.
Sorry, I already mentioned that in the very beginning, that Bengali saying. You remember that Bengali saying?
Fishing but don't get wet.
There you go.
Then we don't get any fish. In that
Huh?
case. If you don't get wet, we don't get fish. That's the reality.
What is the fish then? What is the fish that you're saying?
It's a reciprocal.
No, it's not.
Social
It's material
interaction.
things. Be in this material world, but don't become entangled. You go to World Wide Web, you get lost. You should just do what is your purpose. You do some research. Once you search for it, once you find it, stop. Don't get more involved. And if you're spiritually, are you hearing me? If you're spiritually strong, you will never get entangled. You have to give now your association instead of taking their association. Don't compromise. You have to be following the 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, including onions or garlic, fish or eggs. No intoxication, including coffee or chai, garam chai. No gambling, no Lotto 649. And no what? Illicit sex. Sex outside of marriage. And if you are married, only for procreation of children. If you're going to have sex, you'll be free. And mostly you have to chant the holy name of the Lord. So you may be interacting with your mundane, materialistic co-workers, but you're like a lotus flower on the water, but not touched by the water. You are waterproof. You understood, sir? You have to be strong spiritually here. Otherwise, you have to go against the current. And if you're not strong, you'll be wiped out. You'll be washed away. There is this Pacific salmon in the West Coast. Yeah? They go against the current. The current is so heavy, the water. But they go against the current. Why? Because they can only breed their eggs up to a certain distance. The current is so heavy, you have to go against it. But then, after some time, it'll be so peaceful. Then the salmon can lay her eggs and they will become fish. If you go that way, no, there's no way to lay the eggs. So you have to go. You have a certain purpose. You want to go back home, back to Godhead? You have to do that. You understood, sir? Yes. Good, thank you. Anything else?
Hello.
Hello. No hello here. Only Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for spending time with us. I'm really blessed and blessed to be here. Such beautiful knowledge for me as well as the association with everyone. My question goes back to what Ram started off with respect to fearlessness. Yesterday, I actually, I turned the Bhagavad Gita book to a particular page and I read a verse. Yesterday, I read chapter 16, verse 1 or 2. I don't remember where it talks through the 26 qualities of a person. The first one is fearlessness. And fearlessness comes when, it's essentially fear of the unknown. When you don't know something, you're afraid to make decisions. And with respect to business and all that, which Ram taught, it's it is difficult, but it's much more difficult when it comes to life decisions. When someone has to make a decision, we tell them to be fearless, be positive, and make the decision. But how can myself and my wife here, give some advice or information to our children to make decisions fearlessly? And if you can help a little bit with that, it will be.
My dear sir, I already replied to him. Just do your duty. Arjuna, he does not want to fight. Just put your situation. You're against your grandfather, your relatives. You're there to kill them. Are you going to do it or not? What are you going to do? Huh? I'm asking you, sir. Are you going to do it or not? You do it for Krishna. So don't be fearful here. Krishna will be responsible for the consequence. It doesn't matter where you're going to be put materially. You will never be happy. Whether you're a Bezos or a Musk or a Trump, do you think they're happy? No. Look at the farmer in Braj. No computer, maybe a cell phone is there, but he's happy, he's content. He's living in a small hut, sleeping on the roof, in the cot. He's not aspiring for anything, but he knows Krishna is there. And he's a farmer. He's in anxiety also. Maybe the crops will not grow. But he depends on Lord Krishna. If you depend on Lord Krishna, you will be fearless. Arjuna, he wants to go to the forest to be a sadhu, but he's not. He's a Kshatriya. This is our unfortunate position in Kali Yuga. We're all Sudras. So chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Practicality, you have to teach your children again about who is Krishna. And if they cannot accept that, it's beyond you now. Don't push it. Don't force them. Let them learn their lesson.
Question here. Pranam Maharaj, thank you for coming to Atlanta. So the question goes back to the monk mindset. So if you think about the many things that can cause, anxiety and take your peace away in any given day, whether it's financial, family, community responsibilities, and so on. How can we maintain a sense of equanimity regardless of, things that are poking you, right? How can you maintain a monk mindset to take it all into your stride?
Would you like to give an example? What's poking you?
Oh yeah, I work for a big IT company and we'll have somebody else next week. So that's poking me.
Krishna always wants the best for his devotee. That is the answer. The father always wants the best for his child. Actually, the father wants his child to be greater than him. We're talking about that this morning, the Bhagavatam class. Prabhupada's purport. Right, Leela Krishna Babu? Whose father would not want his child to be the best of everything? And he's always going to wish the best. Materially, one may think, oh, I'm a failure. But if you're spiritually successful, that is real victory. You think if you lose your job, you're not going to be able to eat? Even the elephants in the forest, they don't go in the stock exchange and they have kilos, hundreds of kilos of food provided for them. Do you think they're worried, they're fearful that they're not going to have anything to eat? Huh? Not at all. Not at all. Always remember this. Krishna will always wish the best for his devotees. If you have that faith, it doesn't matter what happened to you materially. You will be happy. You will be content. You'll be satisfied. That is the mindset, not just of a monk. As I mentioned earlier, we should think like a monk, all of us. That should be the mindset. We just use the word monk mindset because that is the modern day terminology. Am I correct? I spoke to Salesforce in San Francisco. You know Salesforce?
Not very well. I work for Microsoft.
Well, what's that again?
I work for Microsoft. I don't really...
Well, you don't know WASP also? You don't know many things. You only know Microsoft, so you don't know Krishna. You only know Microsoft. That's the difficulty. If you know Krishna, you know everything. I don't know anything. I never expect myself to speaking to a big group like you, intellectuals, professionals, parents. What am I doing here? Is it for my own benefit? For your own benefit. I got nothing to do with this benefit here. But one thing is for sure, I'm getting purified. That's why I'm doing this. Any other points?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare
So
Krishna.
one question I had, or what I wanted to know from you, was your thoughts on accountability versus just letting things be the way they are. I know for time and time and again, we've been learning that whatever happens, happens for a reason. But what is like the threshold for accountability? Because there's so many bad things that happen in the world, right? And a lot of them are caused by certain groups or certain people. So I guess one recent occurrence that happened was the plane crash, right, in India. I know we say okay, these people are in a better place now just to soothe their own minds, but when do we really kind of give accountability to the actual culprits of the situation?
First of all, we should be accountable for ourselves, then think of others afterwards. Let me become Krishna conscious first, then I can think of others. Have you seen that when you go fly in the airplane, what the stewardess will do to show if there is some crash or something happened to the plane, that oxygen mask will come out, right? What will you do first if you have a child? You put the mask to yourself first. Then you put the mask. How can you'll be dead first before you put the mask. So don't worry about what's going on in the world, in a sense. Charity starts at home. You be Krishna conscious, and if you can help others, and they're also willing to be helped, then you can do something for them. Otherwise, don't lose your time to them. Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Wow, there is no end to questions here. Okay, go ahead. It's not on? Just don't turn it off. It's always on. Yes.
So I keep hearing about your breath is a bridge. Breath you take is a bridge you need to travel to reach consciousness. So how do you know when you do the meditation, how do you know you can reach the consciousness?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this. There is no hard and fast rules in chanting or in meditation. Of course, you can gain strength by doing pranayam or all of these yogic exercises. But when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, there is a technique also. You chant as many Hare Krishna Maha Mantra till you inhale first. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Hare Hare. That will make you focus. Okay? Thank you. Anything else? Oh.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram.
Thank you for giving all the golden nuggets. I'm getting some clarity, but I want to just establish that I have faith in Krishna and the higher supreme power, but I'm very early in the stages of devotee and doing my spiritual practices.
Mm-hmm.
But oftentimes life brings us to a T-junction, and at times it's not just T-junction.
Crossroads.
Crossroads, and it's many. I mean, there are many.
To go ahead, to come back, or to get
Yeah.
that right, or turn left.
Right. And when it is bad and good, it's fairly easy to choose the good. But oftentimes there are many layers of good, meaning this is good, this is good. Like, I like this dress and this dress. I can choose any.
What is the question?
So the question is, yes, sorry. So the question is, some decisions that we have to take impact our loved ones too, and you feel responsible.
Mm-hmm.
And every day we are taking so many decisions.
Mm-hmm.
How to use the monk mindset or Krishna consciousness to do the right decision and avoid the decision fatigue, really.
You pray again to Lord Krishna. And if you cannot tell what to decide, now is the time to take shelter under the lotus feet of a spiritual master. You need a guru now. Because on your own, you don't know, you don't have enough knowledge. Guru gives the knowledge by which you can cut your material attachments. You need guru now. Is that okay? How to find the guru? Paramatma will show you. Actually, we don't find the guru finds us. Because we don't know. Our eyes is blind by the ignorance. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj. So this is on behalf of, I think, everyone. So you mentioned about the chanting. So we have to continuously chant. So what is the best method? What is the process like chanting in the soft voice? Someone says, okay, I'm chanting in my mind, but there is no song. So what is the best way to please Krishna? It should be very loud or it should be very medium. So what is the best process?
There are 3 types of chanting. Congregational chanting, loud chanting, Sankirtan. I chant, you respond. That is powerful, more powerful though than japa. Japa means silent, individual. When you become so expert in your japa, you'll be able to chant in your mind. Right now, the mind is giving us problems. So how can we chant within our mind? As you said, completely mona. Silent means not even a sound coming out. But that is not recommended for neophytes like us. We have to follow in the footsteps of Haridas Thakur, who is Namacharya. He would chant 3 lakhs, holy name of the Lord, 192 rounds. In Sankirtan, congregational chanting, it reflects how you chant your japa. It's not how melodious you're chanting, it's how sincere and how pure you are chanting that will give full effect. And whoever will hear your chanting in Sankirtan will get also benefited. Sankirtan, congregational chanting, the leader is not there to show off that I know many melodies and I have a very sweet voice. Even if your voice is not so sweet, but if you are very sincere and your japa is pure, that is more effective than any others who are showing off. Yes? But japa has to be done. Every one of us. I cannot chant japa for you. I can pray for you, but not chant japa for you. We can chant together in kirtan, sankirtan, that we can do. But even individually, we have to chant our own japa, meditation. Okay, I think we spent enough time, and otherwise we're gonna be here till Sunday feast.
Thank you, Maharaj. I just wanted to take a minute to, first of all, thank you, Maharaj, for coming all the way from Vrindavan, taking all the effort that you have taken to come here. And you've come several times in the past years also, so we get this benefit every single year from you. So we appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
And Maharaj, you bring the Vrindavan Rasa, I thought personally that of service, Maharaj, of just doing what is necessary to be done. When you walked out of the airport, Maharaj, with your own bags, just running towards us, and versus we running towards you, that was the power. When I saw that, I thought that is Vrindavan power. So I was very appreciative of that. And then Maharaj, so everybody knows Maharaj goes to the river every day, every Yamuna river every single day. I think he
We
told
try
me
to.
10,000 steps minimum, like all of us do. He does it, but he goes to the Yamuna river. And then after that, he goes to his favorite Gaushala and visits his cows. And his life, in my personal opinion, is ideal. It is beautiful. I know it's hard, but it's beautiful. So thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
And Maharaj, I also want to obviously, Mataji, thank you very much for introducing all of us in Atlanta, Gita Mataji, for this beautiful Bhagavad Gita, Sankirtan movement, everything else. Yes, ma'am.
Only a handful, the rest is all yours.
No, Mataji. So thank you very much for you and Govindji. It was wonderful seeing him this time, and we're always thankful, eternally thankful to you and the community. Also, I want to mention that so many people helped out in the service here, putting everything together and inviting others, getting the food, putting this whole place together. So a lot of effort went into it, and it was a sincere effort. Some of them spent late evenings, early mornings. They were here on time before us. So I want to say thank you to everybody and appreciate all the efforts. Now you want to mention a few names and perfect.
Yes, of course.
So, lot of volunteers here. I feel like if I say names, I might miss out some, but definitely the volunteer team that came together: Radha, Sai Lakshmi, Aparanji, Hiran, Meghna, Usha, Vaishali, Urmila, Jay Shri, Hiran, Hetal, so many, all of you.